Good evening, the outside bride. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all fine and dandy. I'm just going to take a couple of seconds to set my bits up so I can see what's going on, and in case it gives a chance for anyone to come online, bear with me. There we go. It says I'm live, and right, here we go. So tonight, very exciting, tonight is Ask an Expert Live in the Outside Bride, number 20. Can you believe this? We finally got to 20. It felt like we were in the teens for months and months and months. We're finally at 20. At the same time, I can't believe we're only on number 20. It really does feel like this has been going on for ages. So we truly, truly hope that you've been getting some, proper quality information out of this. We hope you've enjoyed it as well, because ultimately that's just as important as gaining knowledge and all the answers to the questions you have. Tonight, Emily is not here. Well, she was meant to be here. She's at a styled shoot at Avington Barn in near Winchester. She says she's going to come online and screen share with me. So when it pops up in a minute that Emily is watching, then I will add her in. And if it works, that'll be fab. And if it doesn't work, it's probably all going to go wrong, and I will come back on as soon as it starts going right again. But as always, when it's just me, I have a fab list of information to go through. That doesn't mean you cannot post your question. So if you do have a question, please just write it in the comments and we will cover it. Now, it came to my attention about 5-10 minutes before I came on live that it was quite an important thing tonight in the world. It's the third Britain's Got Talent live semi-final. So I'm seeing this clash as important as like a World Cup match versus something on another channel. Strictly final versus X Factor final. Ask an Expert live versus Britain's Got Talent semi-final live. This is one of those things that people will remember they remember where they were when that clash happened. So, hold on, I'm waffling. Emily is live. Hold on, bring them on camera. Let me see if I can. This is so going to go wrong, everyone. Bear with me, I need to touch the phone. I'm sorry, but Emily's now with us. I'm only joking, Emily, but I need to turn the volume up to be able to hear you.
Hi.
Hold on, Emily. I've got to unplug stuff. One moment.
Okay.
Hello, Emily.
Hi, look. The sun's out.
Sun is out. Emily, can you tell everyone where you are, please?
So today I am at the barn at Avington, and we're at a styled shoot today, which is really, really cool because it's a Wes Anderson styled themed shoot. So it's a lot of really cool colours and quirky bits and pieces, and a man with a massive beard as a model, and it's really cool. I'll have to show you some photos later.
Are we going to be featuring this styled shoot on the Outside Bride, or should I not be asking that?
We will be featuring it at some point, yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, look, we've got sun for the first time all day from having smoke cannons.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm watching the sunset out of our kitchen. For those who don't know, our dining table's by the window and the sunset's outside, so I've got the sunset in here as well. Emily, I was just telling everyone that this is Ask an Expert Live number 20, but more... Yep. Hello, Sam, you're right. But more importantly than Ask an Expert Live number 20, this is a live clash. We are clashing live with Britain's Got Talent semi-finals. This is going to go down there with, as I was saying, like a World Cup qualifier versus, the X Factor final versus the Strictly final. This is up there. We are Ask an Expert Live and Britain's Got Talent live, both at 8 o'clock. So, currently our viewing figures are millions lower.
We've got 5.
But millions lower than Britain's Got Talent. Anyway, should we stop waffling and move on? Because we've got a whole list of things to go through tonight.
I'm eaten by mayfly, so yes.
Nice. So actually, whilst you're on, let's talk about styled shoots. So we released the Woodland Luxe shoot on the outside bride this week, so hopefully everyone has clicked on the link. The view count for it on the website's absolutely gone through the roof. So I think half of the Britain's Got Talent live audience have been viewing it. But no, fab. And what it made me think was, I wanted to ask the question: do people prefer to see styled shoots or real weddings? And I just wondered if you wanted to type, guys, SS or RW to which one you prefer, would be really, or both. Yeah, right. So, right. Well, you know, just if you prefer one over the other, just chuck it in. Really, really keen to just see if there is a preference. We do see a slight difference in hits on the website when we do them. So just curious as to what everyone was thinking. So feel free, guys, to write SS, RW, or both, or words of that. Also, hi Sylvie, hi Claire. Apologies for not. Sam says real weddings.
I'm starting to lose battery, so if I go, that's not because I don't love you all. I love you all very much, but I have 0.
Okay, no worries. So Sam says real weddings, which interestingly, Sam has given us a question today. Sylvie says real weddings. Okay, cool. So funnily enough, I thought real weddings would be more popular, but our views seem to be higher on styled shoots. So that's where the question came from. But we have... What?
That's our bride and groom being shot in the field.
When you say being shot in the field, is this the sort of thing that should be on Facebook Live?
Yeah. Right, go.
All right. So Sam's got a heater question. I know we had this question a few weeks ago, which is why I'm very excited to have it again, because we have a factual answer, not just our opinion. So the heater question is: marquee wedding, outdoor wedding in May, do you need a heater? Emily?
No. Unless it's been a particularly cold April, I would say no. So we did Helen in this group, Helen Day, or now Helen Cole, we helped with her wedding at was it the first week in May or second week, Alan?
Yeah, and interestingly, the weather did dip. We'd had a really hot patch, and then it was dropping right down for her weekend. She was really worried.
She was really, really panicked, and was like, the week before, she was putting lots of questions in the group going, do I need to get it? How much should I pay? All that kind of stuff. And she didn't get it at the end. And she turned around to us on the Sunday and she went, didn't need that, did we? Because the amount of body heat you have in that marquee, especially if you've got the sides up and the doors are shut. If it's a cold day, keep the zips and the doors shut. The body heat alone will keep you nice and warm if people are moving around. I personally wouldn't spend the money on a heater unless it's been snowing.
Yeah, I'm going to just cover that. So when we used to do marquees in a previous life, we would basically say, if you were getting married between April and September, unless the weather was an anomaly low, low, then you don't need it. You just don't need it. And any company who tells you you need it, then question it. If you've got a marquee with sides and you've got alcohol and people dancing, or not alcohol and people dancing, you don't need it. It's just one of those things. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be cold outside. And think about how a heater works in a marquee. If you don't know, apologies, this is how it works. You'll get a big vent. They'll go in one part of the marquee. Generally, it will go halfway down one of the walls, because that makes sense. But ultimately, you're pumping hot air into something that's not insulated. So yes, it will warm it a bit, but actually it won't warm. Yeah, heat goes up, heat will go out. It's not like there's insulation. So it will make a difference. It won't make a huge difference. And to be honest, 100 people milling around, give or take, is enough, you know. Obviously, there's exceptions. If you've got a small amount of people in a large marquee, for whatever reason, there are reasons, then yeah, you probably want a heater. Or if it all of a sudden is snowing and dipping and the weather is... I'm going to go, if the weather is under sort of 14 degrees, 13 degrees, then you probably want a heater. If it's 12, 13, 14 degrees and up, I wouldn't bother with a heater. And that's pretty much May to September. Sam, I hope that answers it. And like I say, a bride in here, Helen Cole, had exactly the same predicament a few weeks ago. So feel free to message her and ask her a question. Which then leads us on to, and I actually did some research before this, Emily, to make sure our list was as exhaustive as possible. So we were going to discuss outdoor tents for your wedding, so marquees, teepees, etc., etc., and we were going to give you the exhaustive list. Now, I checked this, I found a couple of blogs and I checked what was in my head, and I reckon there's 9 that need to be covered.
Go. Name
Ready?
them.
Shall I rattle down the list and then we go down the list again and do a little bit about each one?
Yes, but are there any big questions on the list of things that need to be answered tonight?
No.
Then carry on, only because I'm worried about my battery going, and if I needed to be...
Okay. Well, no. If anyone's got a question, jump in. Sam says thank you. No, our pleasure, Sam. So the 9 outdoor tents, a traditional marquee, oh no, there's 8, sorry. Traditional clear span marquee, a pearl tent, a Sperry tent, a Carter or teepee, a yurt, a capri, and a party tent / gazebo.
What about a geometric dome?
Oh, shut up. No one likes you. Geometric dome. I know you like that. That was even on my notes list, but I didn't copy. Right, go on then, Emily. You can start with a geometric dome. And what's a geometric dome?
A geometric dome, I can only describe, if you've been to the Eden Project, or you've seen the Eden Project, or you've seen X-Files, they are rounded domes that have like hexagon shapes or pentagon, whatever they are. A big round dome, usually clear, although you can get them with the perspex, a white PVC on them as well, to have clear and PVC walls, much like a marquee. They are absolutely fantastic. They're very unusual. They're still very new to market. There aren't many companies that... mayflies. There aren't many companies in the UK doing them at the moment. There's maybe 2 companies that I know of that are doing them, but they are spectacular, very design led. Again, work like a marquee. Marquee, you can get the flooring them and you get your tables and chairs, but they are circular in shape. You can do them a bit like teepees. You can add them together to make pods, and they're fabulous. Not sure of the cost, but as they are quite new, I imagine they're a little bit pricey. Go, number Alan.
Yeah, absolutely. So geometric dome, done. I'm going to cover a clear span marquee next, because that's what I know best. So a clear span marquee is essentially that. It's a marquee with a frame on the outside. So the frame, you get a straight wall, pitch roof, and then down. You can get rounded roofs nowadays, but ultimately it's a frame where the PVC gets pulled over and you get windows. It's one of the most common things. You're going to see it at events, boat shows, you're going to see it at festivals, that you get different widths. You can get 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, so on meters wide, and it will be multiple of 3 meters in length, and essentially is infinite, because you just keep adding sections, right? So that's a clear span marquee, and you'll see loads of them about, and they're absolutely fine. They're changing in fashions, so thanks, Josh. Josh says this feels very Eurovision, with me in the studio and you out and about. You're seeing the multi-span marquees become a bit more contemporary. They used to start, you see a lot with Georgian windows and frilly bits, but now you're seeing a lot more straight lines, big square windows, panorama.
Clear roofs as well.
What's that?
Clear roofs.
Yeah, clear roofs. They look fantastic, and they actually, because of their frame on the outside, do allow you to do some very cool things. So you can do verandas, clear roofs, because there's a panel, PVC panel, so you can either leave them out or make them clear, and you do see quite a lot of them in pictures.
When you're looking at quotes for clear spans, what you're getting and the quality of what you're getting, because some people will charge you 500 quid, some will charge you 10 grand, but it's very much in terms of the style, structure, what you're getting in that.
Well, I've got that, and ultimately you've got, and this isn't the same. In the 80s this made more sense, but when you're comparing like a Skoda to Ferrari, but Skodas are quite good nowadays, but you can also get a party tent, which is basically a gazebo, but for all intents and purposes looks kind of similar to a clear span marquee. Now, when you get up close, they're no different at all, but when you're looking at pictures on a website, they're very similar. And if you try and price match your party tent against a clear span, the clear span You're basically going to go, not in a minute.
So I'm in someone's shop.
All right. Okay, that's party tents and clear spans done then in that case. Let's move on to some of our favourites, Emily. A traditional marquee.
Love them. I'll show you what to comment on. They have the very festival kind of country fair feel about them with the poles down. Oh, for God's sake. Sorry. Guys,
anyway,
I've got to go.
Yeah, traditional marquee.
Everyone, I'm on the live. I've got to go. Adam, carry on. Bye.
Right, so a traditional marquee. My viewing figures are dropping, Emily's now. Emily gone. Sylvie, I'll answer your question in a moment, sorry. So a traditional marquee, think about two poles. They pull up the canvas, they tie a rope. They look, especially in an outdoor wedding. So in a kind of more foresty, woodland, rustic sort of style. They look absolutely amazing, and they've been around for the dawn of time. So, you know, it's kind of, it's quite nice. Now, what we've got from traditional is a couple of different versions. So we've then got a pearl tent and a Sperry tent. Now, I had to check what a Sperry tent was. Hold on, I've got a website up just confirming it. I had to check what a pearl tent was. I know what a Sperry tent is. So I'm going to do a Sperry tent first. So a Sperry tent is essentially a traditional marquee, but just with a way more contemporary feel. You start to get the big square windows with the higher sides, rather than a traditional marquee will have sort of 1.80 meter sides, whereas, you know, so the taller people will be stooping, whereas by the way, I think this feed's gone funny, so apologies if you can't see me. Whereas the Sperry tent will have a slightly higher side, and really it's kind of that mixture between traditional and multi-span, giving you the flexibility of multi-span with the view of like traditional. It's very, very nice. Hi Ian, you're right. But then that takes us onto a pearl tent that, for all intents and purposes, is once again that mix between traditional and clear span, but looks very much like an Arabian sort of. There'll be different sections on the roof and spikes going out like this with the little bits on the top. It will look very, very much like that. And yeah, once again, I'm gonna get some pictures put into the group so you can see what I mean. Then we've got a Carter and a teepee. Once again, same thing, just one's a bit more Norwegian looking, but once again, they're just cones sticking up. Then we've got a yurt, which is pretty much like a geometric dome, and that's going to go, you know, think of Outer Mongolia with a yurt with a wooden frame and the material going outside. Looks amazing from the inside because you'll get the wooden structure, and that'll look fab in your shots. And then the last one I've got is a Capri marquee, which I never know how to explain these, but it's kind of like a gazebo, but way cooler. And unfortunately, I feel like I'm doing it a disservice by saying it's a gazebo, but it's like a stretch tent. So you'll see poles going up at angles and go over, and they are absolutely fab in the British weather. Yeah, sorry, Sam, I'm not quite sure what's going on with the picture. I think when Emily bowed out, it's gone a bit funny, but I don't have a lot more to say after this unless anyone has any questions. Sylvie's got a question, so I might wrap up tonight, and after this, can't hear, can't see. Sorry, Sylvie. Don't know, but let's wrap up anyway, and I will pop back on perhaps another time. Sylvie, I will answer your question in the comments. Copying the Britain's copying the Britain from the other night. Yeah, absolutely. Right, guys, that's it. I'm going to go. Thank you very much. Bye.